that most governments have struggled throughout history with the idea of how to effectively engage the public on complex social issues. That being said, in order for democracy to work, we really do need public engagement. It's critical in our society. So to start today, maybe you can describe your idea of what public engagement is and why it's important from your perspective. Maybe we can start with Minister Lambach.
Well, wow, that reminds me of the time I got that history assignment that said explain World War II and use both sides of the page if necessary. I think there are some things that are changing in how we engage each other. One thing I think that has disengaged people and in some ways been the enemy of really changing stubborn social issues like poverty and illiteracy is we live in the age of a 7-second soundbite, and I think both my colleagues know a little bit how frustrating that can be. You know, in the 60s when you saw a politician appear on their screen, you saw them on average talk for about 40 to 45 seconds. Today it's at about 7. And that means often there's time to get out a very similar sounding soundbites, often poll tested and poll driven. And we don't often get a sense what the public sees as conflict, to be sure, but they don't often understand what motivates people. You know, I've been in a lot of legislatures, and often behind the raised voices are some very important issues that people have given serious thought to. And so I think there are a couple of things. One is I'm encouraged by the expanded use of social media, the blogosphere, because I think it's giving people a chance to go beyond the traditional media filter. Because I think one thing about public engagement is it has to start with serious ideas. One thing that's been very nice for me to see, although approval hasn't been unanimous, there's been both good and bad comments. Last week I had a chance to give what was very personal and what I hope was a thought-out statement on poverty, the new covenant speech, talking about reforming the social assistance system, making businesses' responsibility to make work pay, the volunteer sector's responsibility. And a lot of people took the opportunity to go online and read the full text of the speech instead of just read the soundbite. And I know David gave a speech that was equally personal and equally well thought out, deserving of attention. I'm impressed by how many people have told me they've sought both speeches out. And so I think one is people have to, as leaders, be unafraid of serious ideas. They have to be open to criticism. They have to find a variety of ways to get word out there to engage people at the level they're comfortable. And I think ultimately it's a test of our own resolve as citizens. You know, citizen is in the end an occupation. It requires time. And I think it also means creating forums and spaces like this one where we encourage and reward thoughtful debate, and hopefully beyond just saying, well, here's your position, here's mine, let's vote. How can we begin to understand where each other are coming from and shape each other's thoughts?